Hello, my name is Joe Roberts, and I'm the project manager for the Race to the Top Early Learning Challenge Grant in the Governor's Office of Early Childhood.
Hi, my name is Linda Hampton, and I am the TQRIS coordinator for the Division of Child Care in the Cabinet for Health and Family Services.
And I'm Sally Shepard, manager of the School Readiness Branch with the Kentucky Department of Education.
Sally, Linda, and I have come together today to talk to you about Kentucky All-Stars, the state's new tiered quality rating and improvement system. Many of you may have already seen a video from Governor Steve Beshear, Commissioner Terry Holliday, Secretary Audrey Haynes, and the Executive Director Terry Tolan announcing that the new rating system is coming and that it will include all publicly funded programs, including Head Start, state-funded pre-K programs, and community-based child care providers that receive public funding. So we wanted to spend some time providing a little more detail about what the system may mean for you. So first, we're going to discuss the reasons of why the state has decided that now is the time to change the rating system. Kentucky has long had a commitment to supporting quality in early care and learning programs, and recent opportunities have made it possible for us to continue our commitment. Next, we're going to describe how the work on the redesign of the rating system is progressing. We'll also give you important details on what the new system will look like to the programs that will be included in Kentucky All-Stars. Next, we want to give you more details on the pilot of Kentucky All-Stars. Many of you may have already filled out a survey for our pilot, and we will update you on the progress of the pilot to date. Then we want to give you some details on next steps, including timelines for implementation and how the system will be sustained for years to come.
As Joe said, Kentucky has a long history of supporting quality in early childhood programs. Kentucky was one of the first states to put into place a tiered quality rating and improvement system back in 2000 called Stars for Kids Now. The system utilized funds from the Kids Now initiative. Kids Now uses 25% of all tobacco settlement dollars to support higher quality in early childhood programs. As many of you know, Stars for Kids Now is a voluntary program for licensed child care centers that provides a system of supports and additional funding to participants to continually improve the quality of services to children they serve. Historically, about 40% of child care centers have participated in STARS, and STARS is based on a set of standards of quality that include ratios, curriculum, training qualifications, and personnel. Kentucky All-Stars will build on the progress Stars for Kids Now has established and provide even more support for programs to succeed.
Like licensed programs, school-based programs have also had a long commitment to improving quality. Established in 1990 with the passage of the Kentucky Education Reform Act, or KERA, state-funded pre-K programs have provided services to the state's most at-risk populations. State-funded pre-K programs are regulated by the Department of Education and have not been part of the Stars for Kids Now. However, all state-funded pre-K programs are monitored by the Preschool Program Review, or the P2R. The P2R provides programs with valuable information on program quality and recommends steps a preschool may take to continuously improve. Preschools are also included in other forms of monitoring that is conducted by the Kentucky Department of Education. Like Stars for Kids Now, the new Kentucky All-Stars will build upon the P2R and other programs to promote continuous improvement in quality for all participating programs.
So why has Kentucky decided now is the time to change the rating system? First and foremost, the change is necessary to continue our commitment to families to provide the very best care possible for their children. We believe that all families have the right to know the quality of the program that they choose for their children. Kentucky All-Stars will give families valuable information as they make the sometimes difficult decision on where to leave their children. Next, the state has taken advantage of new and emerging research that has become available about how best to support quality in early care and learning programs. In 2011, the state contracted with Child Trends to conduct an evaluation of the current Stars for Kids Now rating system. The evaluation included a number of recommendations that the state could take in order to improve the rating system. Regulation changes have also provided an opportunity for change. As many of you know, regulations in the Child Care Assistance Program have recently changed that requires all programs that provide services to children receiving CCAP shall be in the rating system. Kentucky All-Stars will give programs access to enhanced supports that will promote improvement. Also, the passage of House Bill 234 earlier this year requires that all programs that receive public funding be included in the rating system. This includes Head Start, state-funded pre-K programs, and any community-based child care provider receiving public funding. And lastly, the state was given a tremendous opportunity in 2014 when we were awarded a Race to the Top Early Learning Challenge grant. The Race to the Top gives the state the means to accelerate many initiatives that have been underway, including updating and redesigning the rating system. So what's new in Kentucky All-Stars? First, it is important to note that the new system is built on a strong foundation of the P2R and the Stars for Kids Now program. Programs that participate in the P2R and Stars will see many similarities with Kentucky All-Stars. But, as Linda will note in a moment, there are some key differences as well. Perhaps the largest change is at the state level. Kentucky All-Stars was jointly developed and will be jointly administered by the Cabinet for Health and Family Services and the Department of Education. Because the state has a commitment to a single set of standards across all programs regardless of their type, it is critical that both the Cabinet and the Department work together to operate Kentucky All-Stars. Next, the state contracted with a panel of national experts to ensure that the system was designed to promote quality improvement in all programs. These experts worked with several other Race to the Top states, and Kentucky has greatly benefited from the lessons learned and their experiences. And to be sure, the design of the new system is very complex. Ensuring that the standards of quality can be applied across all programs can be very difficult and arduous work. In short, it is our goal to design a system to promote improvement and to recognize and reward quality in programs where it already exists.
Like Stars for Kids Now, Kentucky All-Stars will be based on a common set of standards for all programs. For many of you, these standards will be familiar. The standards include family and community engagement, curriculum, planning and assessment, classroom environments, staff qualifications and professional development, and administrative and leadership practices.
So, although we cannot tell you exactly what the new Kentucky All-Stars will look like, we can give you some idea of the changes. First, the new system will have 5 levels of quality. Programs will be awarded 1 through 5-star rating based on the current level of their quality. The information will be used by coaches to provide individual technical assistance to programs to continually improve their quality. Second, Kentucky All-Stars will be a hybrid design. What this means is that the new system will be a combination of blocks at the lower level and points at the higher level. Programs will have to achieve all the standards of quality in level 1 before they can progress to a level 2 and so on. However, in the levels 4 and 5, programs will be given a number of options on how to get additional points to achieve higher levels of quality. This additional flexibility will let programs decide which program options best suit their community and families. And, as I've said before, Kentucky All-Stars is based on a common set of standards for all programs. However, the data collected to provide evidence for meeting the standards may be different based on program type. Kentucky All-Stars will jointly be administered by KDE and DCC. It is important to note that all coaches will receive the exact same training on how to support programs in Kentucky All-Stars. School-based programs will receive technical assistance from the regional training centers, and licensed programs will receive technical assistance from the Division of Child Care. As you will hear from Sally in a moment, Kentucky All-Stars is currently being piloted, and that data will be used to help us complete the design of the system.
The first phase of the pilot was a survey. The survey was sent to all licensed and school-based programs in the state. We would like to take a moment to thank all of you that sent data back to us and your responses to the survey. 1,064 programs shared the data with us that was used to inform us of where you currently are in meeting and some of the standards. Linda will update us in a moment on how we are continuing efforts to refine and develop our standards of quality. The pilot started July 1st and will run all the way through the end of the year. After that, we will gather and analyze data to inform the design. Along with the testing the standards, we are also taking the opportunity to utilize new tools. Part of the pilot involves using the new E3 environmental rating scales, alongside the existing ECRS-R. This will give us a good idea on how the tools differ and ultimately inform our selection of which tool we will use moving forward. Programs that participate in the pilot will receive incentives. This includes programs that responded to the survey and the programs that are participating in the site visits. More opportunities to participate in the pilot will be coming soon.
The University of Kentucky's Human Development Institute has developed this graphic to display the who, what, when, and how of the pilot. First, the what. The pilot was designed to give us information and answer questions in 5 main areas. The indicators. What are the weighted points for the grid? Are there some indicators with no variation? Are the indicators in the right place? Block versus points. What are the most efficient set of indicators for the hybrid portion? Observation measures. What are cut points, current observation measures? What are implications of new revised observational measures on rating? How well do global measures capture interactions for all children in group settings? The rating distribution. What is the distribution of ratings across program types? What are the implications for currently rated programs? The process. What should the inter-rater reliability standards and process be to support the new TQRIS? What would a user-centered coaching process look like across regions? Communications. What is the best way to convey the changes to rated and new programs? Next, the who. As we mentioned before, over 1,000 programs responded to our survey. This represents 96 of our 120 counties that is displayed in pink on the graphic. The other pins in the map represent where more intensive data collection will occur. Green pins represent sites where additional environmental rating data will be collected. Red pins represent locations where on-site verification of the standards will occur. And the blue pin represents a site where an intensive deep dive will be conducted to collect a wide variety of data. As far as how we will collect the data, many of you have already shared data with us through the survey. Other methods of data gathering will be conducted through direct observations, focus groups, and interviews. The deep dive will include research utilizing a design thinking methodology and geomapping, and other information will be collected through document reviews. As we have said, the pilot started July 1st and will run through the end of the year. Then from January till March, we will collect and analyze the data and finalize the system design by March 31st. The launch of Kentucky All-Stars is scheduled for July 1st, 2016.
It is important to note that until All-Stars launches, the Stars for Kids Now system will stay in place. The state is working on a plan that will migrate programs into the new rating system that takes into account their current levels of quality. This applies to school-based programs as well as child care programs. Additional incentives have been set aside to help programs reach even higher levels of quality in the Kentucky All-Star system. Exactly how incentives will be applied and what incentives will be made available is currently being developed by the state, and more information will follow. Race to the Top has given us a tremendous opportunity to jumpstart our efforts with Kentucky All-Stars, but all Race to the Top funds must be used by December 31st of 2017.
Sustaining program quality is a critical factor if we are to continually help children and families. Research shows that children that have high-quality early learning experiences go to kindergarten better prepared than those who do not. Kentucky All-Stars is a key strategy to ensure that all Kentucky's children have the chance to attend high-quality childcare. And even though the Race to the Top has provided resources to accelerate the work, the state is committed that the All-Stars gains will remain beyond 2017. As stated in House Bill 234, the Governor's Office of Early Childhood will create a plan to sustain the gains of the rating system beyond 2017. Strategies are currently being developed that will ensure that the programs have the means to continually improve their quality and with support from Kentucky All-Stars. However, it is up to us all to be good ambassadors for the Kentucky All-Stars program by letting families, community members, and state officials know how important it is to sustain our program quality.
Lastly, we wanted to leave you with a way to get updated on the progress of Kentucky All-Stars. The University of Kentucky has created a webpage that will include information about All-Stars and upcoming events you may need to be aware of. To access the page, go to www.kentuckypartnership.org. This page will be updated as new information becomes available. On behalf of Joe and Sally, let me thank each of you for all that you do to make sure that Kentucky's youngest children arrive at the kindergarten door ready to grow, ready to learn, and ready to succeed in school and in life. Thank you.